What does leadership mean to you? And how can you show up as more of a leader in your life? Well, stay tuned because in today's video, I'm interviewing a leader, and she's going to be sharing 5 aspects of leadership that when you step into these aspects, they are going to allow you to make more of the impact that you want to make in this world and step more fully into your power as an entrepreneur. Hi, my name's June Morrow, and I help emerging coaches and transformational consultants step out of isolation and into more authentic connections with messaging that inspires them and their ideal audiences. And if this is you and you're struggling with finding clients, I encourage you to download my free training below, How to Find Clients When Social Media Isn't Doing It For You. So today I have with me a dynamo. I'm so excited to have her here. Her name is Natalie Colalillo, and I got that right, Colalillo. And she is the founder and CEO of Happy Healthy Women, which is an organization of women all over the world, a community of women who are grounded in happiness, health, and entrepreneurial success. She's also a plant-based lifestyle and a business coach. And I'm a member of Happy Healthy Women. And I know from my interactions with Natalie that she is passionate, so passionate about our topic today because she brings it up all the time. And that topic is leadership. So welcome, Natalie.
Thank you, June. I'm so excited to be here. As you know, I'm a huge fan of yours. So thank you for asking me to be on this with you.
You're welcome. I'm happy to have you here. So tell me about what leadership means to you. And this might come out in the 5 steps as well. But what does leadership mean to you? Because often we think of leaders and we think of the person in charge. And as entrepreneurs, we are the person in charge. But sometimes we don't think of ourselves that way.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've been doing a lot of, leadership is such a huge part of my life and business. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about this lately, that leadership is so much more of a, rather than, standing in authority and in a place of control, leadership to me is more about being a person who has a mission and believes in that mission and takes other people with them along with them to move that mission forward. So that's what leadership is to me.
I love that. I love that so much. And I know that you are truly one of those people who is mission driven because you're always talking about the leadership, about the mission, right? About elevating women and elevating women's place in the world. And it's a bigger thing than you.
Yeah. And I really think that we all need to be driven by something, some type of mission. And it doesn't have to change the world in big, profound ways, right? But I really think that a mission is what gets us up in the morning, right? And feeling like we are making an impact and feeling important to a story in the world, right? So yeah, mission driven is huge to me.
Love it. Love it. So what are 5 ways or 5 different aspects of leadership that help people, help women in particular and entrepreneurs become leaders or feel more like leaders?
So the first one that I want to talk about here is that mission, right? And sometimes the word mission actually trips people up, right? Especially when they're just starting out in their business, right? So, women will start, their massage therapy practice and they're like, I don't have a mission. I'm here to just make people feel good, right? And you and I will hear that and we'll be like, okay, well, that's your mission brewing, right? But sometimes women are like, that word mission is so huge. I have to go change the world. I have to be this big thought leader, and so not true. So I like to just sort of scale back and scale it down to say, what are you normalizing, right? If the word mission isn't something you want to talk about, what are you actually normalizing, right? So a massage therapist might be normalizing the fact that we should all be going for, bi-weekly massage or monthly massage, right? To help our bodies, to heal our bodies. I know that for me, when I think about that word in Happy Healthy Women, what am I normalizing? Well, I'm normalizing women having it all, right? And I'm normalizing the fact that women can have success and health and happiness and have their freedom. And that's not something that's normal right now, right? So I'm normalizing that. And so I always say, come back to what you're normalizing and what do you stand for? And what is it that you want to be the norm in the world today?
I love that so much. Yeah, I recently did like one of my weekly diaries, and I talked about how in myself I realized that, that shift that in myself of shifting to focusing on the mission, how that just helps with everything.
Absolutely.
What's the second one?
So the second one is, I'm just referring to my handy notes down here, my handwritten notes. Um, so the second piece of this is to believe that you are an expert in that, right? In being able to
Hmm.
normalize that. So what I mean here is that, I think that that's the second thought when women think about their mission. Well, who the heck am I
Yeah.
to be a leader in this mission? Or, say to someone like come out of, or come into the world and say, this is what I'm normalizing. Like, who am I to stand firm in that? Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like that belief, like whether we're an expert or not, is within. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we
Hmm.
wouldn't be moving forward in the world, thinking or feeling that we have to stand in this, that we are chosen, that we need to like stand in this truth and normalize this, if we weren't already some sort of expert in it. Now, I'm not saying that,
Hmm.
we all know everything. Like there's things that I don't know about business, but I am an expert in business, right?
Hmm.
And so I think that we really need to find that belief within that we can play a part in normalizing this and in moving this mission forward. And I think that sometimes it stops there and women tell themselves, well, I don't think I am the expert and I don't think I can do this. And
Right.
there goes their mission, right? There goes that thing that
Yeah.
they wanted to do.
Yeah. They get stuck in not good enough.
Yeah.
Or they get
Yeah.
stuck in the imposter syndrome for sure. And the thing that I always say is, you know, there's always going to be someone better than you, but you're always going to know more than somebody else.
Exactly.
And sometimes you don't
Yeah.
realize how much more you know until you actually work with somebody, right? And they're like, and something that seems commonplace to you, like common sense, and they are like, they have no clue. That shows, you have something to give, but you never
Yeah.
know that until you put yourself out there.
Totally, totally. And I will say that, one of the things that I think helps with that is when you are in a place of learning and you're so passionate about what you're learning, and a thought comes across your mind like, geez, I really wish I could be that person standing on stage or teaching this or doing this workshop or whatever, then put yourself in the place of listening, not only listening to learn, but
Mhm.
listening to then teach, right? Listening to absorb this information so that it becomes a part of you so that you can then teach it. And that's
Mhm.
not going to happen overnight sometimes. But I always say, listen, if you learned something yesterday and you implemented that and it worked, you can
Yeah.
teach that today. Right.
Yeah.
So stand in that expertise.
Yeah. Yeah. Challenging, but worth it. I know in my own life, I have this with, like, I feel really called to talk about Jesus in a really weird way, like, because I'm not a Jesus person. I'm not evangelical. I don't, like, but I have this like where I want to talk about and I'm really intrigued by the Bible and I'm learning about it right now, but not in a traditional Christian way, but I know that like
Yeah.
when I step out of my comfort zone and I bring in like little Bible stories to like talking about your marketing or talking about entrepreneurship, it resonates, right? So yeah, but it's challenging because in my head every time I mention the J word, I think that all the Southern Baptists are going to come after me with pitchforks, right?
Well, and you know what? It's so interesting because when you say that, I grew up Roman Catholic, but I have like a different view of Jesus now that
Yes.
I'm not as religious, right? So I get what you're
Yeah.
saying totally. And when I think
Yeah.
about Jesus, I think, well, he was a leader who normalized love,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He
Love of
normalized love,
everyone.
unconditional love. That's what he normalized. And,
Hmm.
of course, there's all these like businesses and things that were built on that, right? But
Yeah.
really, if you think of it at its core, that was his way of life. So I think that that's a fantastic example.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Number three.
Number three, so once figure out your mission, what is it that you're normalizing? You step into that expertise and you really understand that you are here to move that forward. Number three is about building community. Number
Mm.
three is about finding then, right? So if we're going back to the Jesus example, it's about finding, I love this analogy, but it's about finding other people who get it, right? Who
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. And this is, you can start to see, June, how I've taken these aspects and implemented them into Happy Healthy Women,
Oh,
right? Like
totally.
I thought
Totally.
about I thought about Happy Healthy Women when I was on a treadmill. That was my first thought. I was like, where do I meet other women who are on a treadmill right now and who are,
Mhm.
feeling like that they want to be happier and healthier and more successful. And I could see that vision. I could see other women coming together, and I could see that mission moving forward of we can have it all. We can have it all. We can be
Mhm.
working out and taking care of ourselves and be really successful and have money flowing in and feel really happy all the time. We can have this. And I want to build a community that believes that too, because
Yeah.
that's who I want to surround myself with. So who do you want to surround yourself with, and who's going to come along for the ride in that mission? Build a community of people just like that. Just like that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And you've done a great job with that. And if you
Yes,
haven't
thank you.
checked out Happy Healthy Women, we're going to include the link at the end. But if you haven't checked it out, check them out. They're fantastic. Just come out to, they do Authentically Connecting, which are like, it's just like the best networking event online or even in person, I guess, if you're in different areas. Okay. So that was 3. Number 4.
That was number 3. So number 4 is put your ideas in motion and take initiative. One of the things that I see women struggling with a lot in business is sabotaging their own ideas. So not realizing how golden their ideas are, right? Not realize, like, just think of like everything, right? Like this desk that I love so much that this chair, these were all just ideas. The fact that we have electricity and air conditioning, in our homes, like these were all just ideas. So what would have
Mm.
happened if the person who created electricity said, that's such a dumb idea, to have a little flick on the wall when you walk into a room to bring light. I mean, I don't know if it was
We
done.
don't need
If
that. There's already candles,
Yeah,
you
we don't
know?
need that. And if
Candles
it
are
was a good
fine.
idea, someone would have already done that by now if that was a good idea. So,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So like ideas are like, and I like to put it this way, little ideas are little nudges from the universe saying, this is for you. Go
Hmm.
put the wheels in motion. And where's the fear? Like, where's the fear? Because the worst that can happen is that it doesn't take off and fly, right?
Yes.
It falls
Yeah.
flat. Okay, who cares? Move
And you
on.
learn
Next.
something. Yeah.
You learned something.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's what Rachel Benton, who's another member of Happy Healthy Women, and I were talking about, I think it'll be last week when this is posted, but about, yeah, intuitive marketing and listening to those ideas.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
important. So
Yeah.
important. And number 5.
Support, encourage, and hold space for other people, right? So like I haven't really talked much about other people in the first 4 because really leadership is about the work that we're doing within ourselves, right?
Hmm.
And the last piece of this in working with other people is to support and encourage and hold space for them rather than trying to control, give orders, and manage them. And I see this a lot, especially with women who are building teams, right? And a lot of the times with women who are coming out of the corporate world, because leadership in the corporate world sometimes has a different definition, right?
Hmm.
Or like women are made to believe that they are leaders, but really they're asked to be managers, right?
Hmm.
What they're doing is to manage teams versus leading teams. And the way that I see it is, we have lots of pictures on our website of women standing in rows and holding hands, right? And I see that vision more as leadership versus me here and all these women behind me, right? Like
Right.
I think so. I think that there's a really important distinction between how we work with people and are we ordering people to do things? Are we trying to control other people's journey, or are we making space for their journey? And I truly believe that leadership means that we're making space for their journey.
Right. So it's a collaborative approach as opposed to dictatorial.
Yeah,
Dictatorial?
absolutely.
Word? Yeah. Yeah. And I guess it could be like that as well, not just with the people who work with you in your business, but your clients, like the people you network with, you know?
Totally. Yeah, everyone around you. And I think that that's I think that that can be felt and seen and heard in
Hmm.
everything that you're putting out there, right? In your marketing and in your, it's also like, are you a know-it-all, Nancy? Or are
Yeah.
you, or are you working with people and holding space for them to to screw up and to show you that they've done that and that's okay, like to just be that person that's there to say, listen, I support you, I've been there, and I'm here to just guide you forward to where I've been and I continue to go. So just like, let's lock arms and work on this
Hmm.
together versus you suck, I'm better than you, let me tell you how it's done, right? That gets nowhere, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, it's with clients, it's with teams, it's with whoever we're talking to.
Yeah, this really brings up the idea of servant leadership, which is something that's been floating around in my head for a while now. And I want to do something with it, but servant leadership is this idea like we are leaders to serve other people, right? To uplift other people, to uplift the people who work for us, the people who work with us, the people we work for.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
there's Ella with her.
Oh, there's the dog.
She made an appearance. We're wearing
Why does
matching
your dog,
today.
we just have to explain this for the viewers. Why does your dog have a cone on her head? Because she's
Well,
so
because she
cute.
has allergies and it's allergy season and she's scratching like crazy. I'm
Oh,
taking her to the vet today to get some antihistamines. But yeah, that's
poor
her.
Ella. Oh,
Yeah.
adorable.
She has to
Great.
make an appearance everywhere I go. So
Yes. Okay, so let's recap. So 5 aspects of leadership, five things to consider to step into being the leader that you are, that you're being called to be, which I believe you are inside. It's just under all the fear, right?
we are all called to be leaders in some way. So number one, it's getting clear on what we're normalizing. What is it that you're here to do? Number two, it's believe you're an expert in that. So stop telling yourself that you're not the one to normalize that. You are, right?
Mhm.
Number three, it's build a community of people who believe what you believe. Like surround yourself with people who get that, right? And if we're going back to that Jesus analogy, there's a church every like Sunday, right? We can go to mass and be a part of that. Number four, put your ideas in motion and take initiative, right? Don't sabotage those ideas. They are not dumb, they're amazing. And number five, support, encourage, and hold space for others to do the same.
Love it. Love it. Natalie, thank you so much. How can people learn more about you, learn more about happy, healthy women?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, when it comes to leadership, so I'm so glad we're talking on this because I invite women in business everywhere. So whatever country, city, wherever you are, if you've got a business and you are wanting to move your mission forward and you're wanting to solidify that and bring it forward into the world, then I invite you to step into leadership with us because this is a great place to do that and grow on all levels. So we have great leadership programs. We have business coaching, we have retreats coming up. So there's tons of ways for you to be a part of this. And we have fantastic workshops and events. So people can find all that information at hhwglobal.com. And always you can reach out to me and I'll be open to having a chat with you to discuss.
Thank you, Natalie, example of a fantastic leader in herself and an inspiration for us all. And if you found this helpful, actually, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you stepping up to leadership in your own business? And what ways do you step into your leadership? You can put it in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, click that like button. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe to this channel and you'll be the first to be notified. You got this.